dictatorship, it'd be a heck of a lot easier. Just so long as I'm the dictator.
Welcome to Blue Blogs TV, videocast of your favorite blogs.
First must play a special message.
If you want to turn your daddy parts orange, eat some Cheetos and watch some porn.
George, the Decider Wallace, standing in front of the door to the Foster Auditorium because, like George the Decider Bush, Wallace had 1. A massive, corrupt, and morally degenerate empire to defend. 2. An open and truly imperial contempt for the rule of law and the rights of others. 3. A large base of squealing pig people who would loudly support any crazy-ass shit he did. In fact, the more barbaric, disgraceful, and un-American he acted, the louder they cheered. This via HuffPo. White House offers to let Congress interview aides on firings. Democrats say it's meaningless. Lori Kellerman, AP, March 20th, 2007.
The White House pushed back Tuesday against Democrats demanding answers on the firings of federal prosecutors, refusing to allow President Bush's top aides to testify publicly and under oath about their roles in the dismissals. Bush gave his embattled Attorney General, Alberto Gonzales, a boost during an early morning call to his longtime friend and planned to end the day with a public statement in support of him. Several Democrats, including presidential hopefuls Hillary Rodham Clinton, Barack Obama, Joe Biden, and John Edwards, have called for Gonzales's resignation. So have a handful of Republican lawmakers. The Senate, meanwhile, voted to strip Gonzales of his authority to fill U.S. attorney vacancies without Senate confirmation. Democrats contend the Justice Department and the White House purged 8 federal prosecutors, some of whom were leading political corruption investigations, after a change in the Patriot Act gave Gonzales the new authority. What happened in this case sends a signal really through intimidation by purge. "Don't quarrel with us any longer," said Senator Sheldon Whitehouse, Democrat from Rhode Island, a former U.S. attorney who spent much of Monday evening paging through 3,000 documents released by the Justice Department. White House counsel Fred Fielding told lawmakers they could interview presidential counselor Karl Rove, former White House counsel Harriet Miers, and their deputies, but only on the president's terms, in private, without the need for an oath, and without a transcript. The White House offered to arrange interviews with Rove, Miers, Deputy White House Counsel William Kelly, and J. Scott Jennings, a deputy to White House Political Director Sarah Taylor, who works for Rove. Such interviews would be private and conducted without the need for an oath, transcript, subsequent testimony, or the subsequent issuance of subpoenas, Fielding said in his letter.
Fuck you. Nixon tried exactly this shit with the Watergate tapes, hanging onto them like grim death and issuing his own redacted, abridged, Archie and Jughead version of the transcripts, trying to dictate terms like a pasha while swearing that he was being more than fair. However, if 6 years of Republican rule has taught the non-lobotomized citizens of this country anything, it is this. Unless you put them under oath with a jail term pointed right at their heads, Republicans will look you straight in the eye and lie and lie and lie. Without conscience, without remorse, without hesitation, without breaking a sweat. And they will lie about anything. A lie, a broken law, an illegal war, a government staffed with hacks and imbeciles, a lost city or two, all just means to their ultimate end of a perfect government-free corporate feudal state. That is their godhead. And in the pursuit of that ideal, all things, all villainies, all slaughter, all vivisections of American values and law are permitted. Just like his behind closed doors, not under oath with no transcript while sitting on Uncle Dick's lap talk to Congress about his complete failure on 9/11, Bush is doing nothing less than standing in the nation's schoolhouse door and burying his blood-tinged fangs at the citizens and the Constitution of the United States. Boss hog, but your GOP already set the bar for how aggressively presidential administrations are to be treated whenever there is the slightest whiff of anything untoward, no matter how trivial. Your crimes are a million miles higher than anything that went on during the age of the big dog, and yet, by Clinton-era standards, you've got nothing but the kid glove, mint on the pillow, happy ending treatment.
So now your sleazy sycophants get to suck on it. Administration officials can, of course, choose to do what they have done for the last 6 years, flagrantly defy the law and the will of the American people in furtherance of their own corrupt and criminal schemes. Of course, if they choose to do so in this instance, the 101st Airborne should be sent in to pry their snouts out of the Kool-Aid troughs long enough to drag them by their wattles for a hot squat in front of Congress. Sure, the tear gas might be showy, but sometimes a little theater is justice's best handmaiden.